Hello students, I hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 9, Internet Telephony and more. So let's start. Chapter 9, Internet Telephony and more. Students, we know that there are millions of websites existing on the internet. Like the schools having their own website like www.silverrockschool.com. Like every school having their own website, right? Hospitals having their own websites. Online purchasing websites are available. Online games are available. So millions of websites are existing on the internet now, and we are accessing the website by typing its URL, right? Now in this chapter we are going to learn some internet terms like domain name, IP address or internet protocol address, domain name server, top level domains, voice over internet protocol, Skype and broadcasting. We will see one by one. First, domain name. It's a unique name that identifies an internet site. So this is the name of the internet site like www.silverrock.com. This is a domain name. Okay. www.google.com. This is another domain name. So domain name is a unique name that identifies an internet site. Next, IP address or internet protocol address. Every computer on internet has a unique address as a set of four numbers separated by periods like this is known as the IP address. So here you can this is an example of an IP address. Okay, here you can see this IP address is a set of four numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, separated by periods, separated by this dots. Okay, so this IP address ranging from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255. So you can use any numbers uh, ranging from 0 to 255, okay, in this IP address. So this IP address is a set of four numbers separated by periods like this. Okay, so every computer on internet has a unique address. This is known as IP address. For example, when you type www.gmail.com in your browser, your computer converts this domain name. This is a domain name, right? So your computer converts this domain name into its equivalent IP address. Okay, so this domain name will be converted into its equivalent IP address like this. Okay, and you will be able to retrieve the home page of the Gmail website using this IP address. Okay, so that is IP address. So when you type any domain name, this domain name will be converted to its equivalent IP address. Okay, and this IP address is a set of four numbers separated by periods like this, and these numbers can be ranged from 0 to 250. Clear? Next, domain name server. Children, now I told you when you type a domain name, it will be converted into its equivalent IP address. Okay, so this job is done by domain name server. So this is available on your computer on internet. So a domain name server converts the domain name to an equivalent IP address. Here, next, top level domains. So top level domains or TLDs are the last components of a domain name. Okay. For example, in this domain name www.navdeepublications.com, this has a top level domain of com. So this is the last component of this domain name. Okay, this is known as top level domain. Another example, www.geo.net. Here, this domain name has a top level domain of net. Okay, so the last component of our domain name is known as top level domain or TLD. So I told you the top level domains are the last component of our domain name. So the top level domain names are assigned according to the nature of the organization. Okay, so in this table you can see some top level domain names like com, edu, gov, net, org, info. Okay, now I will tell you what this top level domains represents. If the top level domain is com, then it represents a commercial enterprise. If the top level domain is edu, then it represents an educational institute. Gov represents government organization. Net represents network service provider. Org represents non-profit organization. And info represents informational organization. Okay. Now, for countries also we are using top level domains like IN for India. Okay. For example, www.silveroculver.in, that is our domain name. In this in represents the country India. Okay. If suppose the top level domain is CA, that represents Canada, US represents United States, UK for United Kingdom, FR for France, JP for Japan, AU for Australia, and CN for China. Okay. So children, today we learned what is a domain name, what is internet protocol address, what is a domain name server, and top level domains. Rest of the topics we will do in our next class. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.